Yeah. The estimation of calcium oxide in cement. Portland cement, consisting of mixture of silicates of calcium, magnesium, aluminium, iron with small amount of oxides of metal. In cement consisting of 63.8% calcium oxide, 20.7 silicon dioxide, 5.6% of alumina, 2.5% ferrous oxide, magnesium oxide around 3.7%, titanium oxide 0.23%, sodium oxide 1.1% and potassium oxide 0.5%. So the major component of cement is a calcium oxide. Calcium oxide is a principal constituent of cement. The excess of lime and the less amount of cement. Lime in cement than needed reduces the strength of the cement. As a result, the quick setting. The one of the major aspects of this experiment is it is used to test the quality of cement. So to determine the quantity of calcium oxide in a cement, we usually done by a complexometric titration using a complexing agent, ethylene diamine tetraestic acid, commonly called it as a EDTA. So before carrying the titration, we have to remove the insoluble silica. So known weight of cement is treated with the acid. So then it is filtered so that we can able to remove almost all silica which is insoluble. Then the remaining quantity in that the aluminium and iron is removed by the addition of ammonium hydroxide. So they get precipitated as their hydroxide. The resulting solution mainly contains calcium and magnesium. If you directly titrate this component with the react with the EDTA, then both calcium as well as the magnesium combine with the EDTA. So we should carry a titration in the presence of magnesium and we detect only the quantity of calcium present in the cement sample. So in the presence of magnesium, calcium is estimated using standard solution of disodium salts of EDTA at a pH range of 12 to 14 using Patton's Reed's indicator. To maintain this 12 to 14 pH, diethylamine is used as a buffer solution. In order to remove almost all magnesium ion, we have to introduce 8 molar NaOH. So when we introduce a 8 molar NaOH, the pH of the solution increases and we maintain a pH of about 12.5 by adding diethylamine. So the addition of glycerol gives a sharper endpoint. So the reagent added during this titration is diethylamine, sodium hydroxide and glycerol. So at a pH of 12.5, the preferred indicator is Patton's Reed's indicator. So when an indicator combined with the calcium ion forming a less stable calcium indicator complex which is a wine red in color. Calcium oxide combined with the EDTA forming a stable calcium EDTA complex with the formation of H+. So the H+ ions is continuously formed. So acidity of the solution increases. It is balanced by the addition of buffer diethylamine. Estimation of calcium oxide in cement consists of two portions. The first step is the preparation of standard EDTA solution. So a known quantity of EDTA crystals are dissolved in a 250 ml standard flask. For that, first 1 test tube full of sodium hydroxide is added. So the disodium salts of EDTA is preferred over EDTA because easy dissolution take place. So then it is shaken well. After complete dissolution, it is diluted by adding distilled water, make up to mark and shaken well for uniform concentration. The second step is the determination of amount of calcium oxide. For that, 25 ml of cement solution is pipetted out into a clean conical flask. To that 5 ml glycerol is added, followed by a 5 ml diethylamine and 5 ml 8 molar sodium hydroxide solution is added. To that 3 to 4 drops of Patton's Reed's indicators are added. Then the solution turns to wine red in color and that content is titrated against a standard EDTA solution taken in the burette until it changes to a blue color. Molarity of a EDTA is determined by considering the weight of the EDTA crystal. So weight of EDTA crystal multiplied by 4 divided by molecular weight gives the molarity of EDTA, and we know the titer reading. With the help of titer reading, it is possible to get the amount of calcium oxide present in the given cement solution. That is, we can able to detect the amount of cement solution in a 25 ml of solution, amount of calcium oxide in a 25 ml of cement solution. Then therefore for 1000 ml of the given cement solution contents, we can able to detect. So finally we can express the quantity of calcium oxide present in the given cement solution in terms of gram per liter.
First I will take EDTA crystal and transfer into a standard flask by means of a funnel. Before that we have to take the weight of EDTA crystal along with the weighing bottle. Okay, then you transfer it. Okay, then again you take the weight of the weighing bottle. You can get the net weight of the EDTA crystal. The weight of EDTA crystal taken in the taken to prepare a 250 ml standard solution. Then you have to change this EDTA into disodium salts of EDTA. For that purpose, you have to introduce 2 normal NaOH. So here, if you use a 2 normal NaOH, you can use half test tube or 5 ml of NaOH is sufficient. So I will introduce around half test tube of sodium hydroxide. Okay. So the crystal completely should move into the standard flask. Okay. Then I will introduce little quantity of water. Then stir it well until the crystal should dissolve in a little quantity of water. Okay. See here the crystals are there. So I should dissolve it with a very little quantity of water. After complete dissolution, you dilute it and make up to mark. Okay. Then after that shake well for uniform concentration. Say I'll see. Yeah, it is completely dissolved. There is no crystal. So then I'll introduce water, distilled water, and then make up to mark. Then I should introduce water and make exactly up to mark. Introduce to lower meniscus. Okay, I introduce 250 ml of solvent. Then shake well for uniform concentration like this. Okay, have to make into a 250 ml standard solution. Okay, then after this you wash the burette. It is I have already washed one. Okay, wash the burette. Then rinse the burette with the prepared EDTA solution. So I will introduce a very little quantity of EDTA, then rinse it properly. Okay, after rinsing, you just throw this solution. Okay, like this. Just throw the solution. Then fill the burette. Take one initial reading. I'll take it 0, initial reading I'll make it to 0, okay. Then keep it here. This is the first step, preparation of EDTA solution. I shall explain the estimation of calcium oxide in a cement solution. For the cement solution we provide, it contains mainly calcium and magnesium because we already removed silica, aluminium and iron. Silica is removed by the addition of HCl and then filtration. Aluminium and iron is removed by the addition of ammonium hydroxide. Now, in the estimation step, the first you have to take a known quantity of cement solution. Say I will take 25 ml of cement solution. Before taking, you have to wash the pipette with the water and rinse the pipette with the cement solution. I already rinsed with the cement solution. Now I directly take 25 ml of cement solution. And introduce to conical flask. Then you have to maintain, in this experiment you have to maintain a pH of about 12.5. In order to maintain that pH, you have to introduce diethylamine buffer. Okay. In that pH range, the preferred indicator is a Patton's reduced indicator. And you have to remove the magnesium ion, that is by the addition of sodium hydroxide, and even the post precipitation is possible. To avoid that one, you have to introduce glycerol, or in other words, to mask magnesium ion, glycerol is added, or in order to get a sharp end point, glycerol is added. So first I will introduce a 5 ml of diethylamine buffer solution. Okay. 5 ml diethylamine, 5 ml sodium hydroxide. Why we introduce sodium hydroxide? The sodium hydroxide combined with the magnesium ion forming magnesium hydroxide. So you can able to remove all magnesium ion. After adding this, you shake it well so that all magnesium ion get trapped. Then you introduce glycerol. So glycerol is added in order to get the sharp end point. In these experiments, we detect only calcium ion because our intention is to determine calcium ion or calcium oxide present in the cement solution, not magnesium ion. So you have to remove all magnesium ion, or you should avoid the interference of magnesium ion with the reaction with the EDTA solution. So only calcium ion combined with the EDTA solution and forming the complex. Then after this, stir it well or shake it well. Then you add 2 to 3 drops of indicator. See here, first the calcium, a few calcium ion combine with the indicator forming calcium indicator complex. So this is a less stable complex and impart wine red in color. Then this content you titrated against standard EDTA solution that is taken in the burette. Before taking, by starting this titration, you have to take the initial burette reading. The initial burette reading is I observed 0. I took 0. Okay, initial burette reading 0. Then I will start the titration. As we introduce EDTA solution, EDTA first combine with the free calcium ion forming a stable calcium EDTA complex. Okay, it combined with the free calcium ion and forming a calcium EDTA complex. When all calcium ion combine with the EDTA, then the added EDTA combined with or it breaks a less stable calcium indicator complex, and the free indicator is restored. So the color is blue. Okay, the color of the free indicator is blue. Now it turns to violet. Okay. Now I'll introduce clockwise to check the end point. After each addition, you check it well. Still it is there. Okay. Now I'll introduce one drop and check. One more drop. And it is near the end point. Now to get a sharp end point, still it is violet color. And one drop. Yeah, it turns to blue color. This is the sharp end point. Okay, so now you find out the volume of EDTA taken, or in other words, first you find out the final reading. Okay, that is the final reading. What we observe is exact 18 ml. Okay, 18 ml of the solution, EDTA solution is consumed. Okay? So I shall write it in this manual. 18 ml. So the net volume of EDTA consumed for this reaction is 18 ml. Similarly, you have to conduct 2 more trial. Okay. Then you take the average reading or the concordant reading. So from this you can able to find out. See, 1000 ml of EDTA, you know, it is equal to 56.18 gram of calcium oxide. Therefore, 18 ml of, you have to find out the molarity of EDTA. The molarity of EDTA is absorbed weight of EDTA into 4 by molecular weight. So we take a known quantity of EDTA crystal and then you calculate the molarity of the EDTA, and that molarity of EDTA you have to write it here. That is equal to X gram of calcium oxide, or in other words, X gram of the calcium oxide present in the sample equal to 56.18 into volume of EDTA 18 into molarity of EDTA what you calculated divided by 1000. So you can able to get X or the calcium oxide in 25 ml of the solution. Therefore, the 25 ml of the solution contains that X gram of calcium oxide. Therefore, for 1000 ml of given cement solution contains 1000 into what the reading or the calculation, after calculation what the value you got, you write it divided by 25. That is that much gram per liter calcium oxide present in the given sample of cement. Okay, thank you.